Well, after I did my last video about early retirement, I had a tremendous response. And there were people who agreed with me, and there were people who strongly disagreed with me about early retirement. And I appreciated all the comments I got. They got me to thinking, what about early retirement or the thought about early retirement causes people to disagree or cause kind of a stronger response, I think, than I expected. Some thought I was complaining and that I should just be grateful that I was able to retire at 41. And yes, I am extremely grateful. I didn't want to come across as complaining because I'm not. I was just bringing to people's attention who are contemplating early retirement is there is an adjustment period. And I thought, why do some people adjust really well and others don't? And it really comes down to I think it comes down to your personality. The world I came from is as a first responder. My husband had a military background, so very structured, and I don't wanna say rigid, but in some ways it's rigid. You definitely have a routine. For me as a first responder, I was working sometimes 50, 60, 70-hour weeks. And that played a big role in going ahead and retiring when I first became eligible. It doesn't mean I never went back to work. Doesn't mean that I spend all my time lazing around, traveling, or anything like that. I did completely reinvent myself after I retired, but I did have to go through an adjustment period. And I heard from some of you that had the same experiences, maybe in some different ways of adjusting. Others had no issue at all and in fact enjoyed retirement immediately. And again, it goes down to personality. For me, I have found if I don't feel like I'm working or doing something productive, I have issue with that. Other people are able to transition very well. Really this channel is about early retirement. It's just me sharing my journey. My journey's not the same as anybody else's journey, and I don't wanna come across as you have to do it my way or else you have it wrong. That's not the case. I just wanted to share my experiences and things that surprised me about retiring early that I didn't realize, like lack of structure, feeling like I didn't have a purpose anymore. Somebody called out to me that they couldn't believe that any adult American had never heard of these adjustment periods. Well, obviously we didn't. I had not. I know there's other people who have sent me emails and made comments that they were not aware of, that this was something that potentially could happen when they retire. And I think whether you retire early or you wait until whatever the official age of retirement is, it's a big decision. It's a huge life decision, and so many reasons go into it. For me, it was stress, it was working long hours, I had young kids, I had 2 immediate family members who had very serious medical conditions that had to be attended to. So those really played a big factor in why I left when I left. Now, I did go back. I did go back to work. I started a business. I transitioned and went into completely different field and line of work. I have been retired now 16 years, and I have learned a lot in 16 years. I have now really turned my focus in the last 5, 6 years to my writing. I'm an author, published author. I'm also an artist. I am also a songwriter. And the creativity is something I never had in my job, but I always had on the side. It was a hobby to me. And now I've been able to turn that into a business. So, early retirement, yes, I did retire early from a career that I held for 20 years, but that really wasn't the end of it. It really was a launching off point for me into new endeavors and feeling empowered to explore different things I had never done before, different career fields, and then to turn a hobby into an income stream and something I really enjoy doing now. So again, I appreciate your comments. I love hearing from you all. I have heard so many different stories and where you're at in your life, whether you've retired already and what you're doing now, to those of you planning for retirement. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see what the next stage of life is going to take, where it's going to take you. So thank you again. If you guys, anybody missed that video and are curious as to what caused the little uproar in some of the comments, I'll link it up above. But thank you for being here. If you have any suggestions or questions about things you're wondering about as you transition from maybe a full-time career or lifelong something you've been doing your whole life and you're looking at now transitioning into a different field or pursuing some type of hobby now as more of an income stream, let me know. I'd love to hear it and maybe something I can address in one of my other videos. Thanks for being here, you guys. Talk to you next time.